Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 2021 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Also a reminder not to engage with anybody who solicits you in the comment box, pretending to be me, saying that they will offer you a reading. It is not me. I am actually closed to private readings at this time. All right, now let's dive in. Let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Fantastic. The left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. Move these down a bit so you can see better. Fantastic. And we're going to see how this all relates to the moon, which we have set up right here. So actually, before we begin, let's see what your chakra energy is for this time, where we need to focus on. How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, goodness. So inspiration just flew out. Guide this reading and show me clearly. That was very funny. Okay, so we're going to start with the one that wanted to be heard the most. It's inspiration. It's the Sacral Chakra. This is where a lot of creative energy, a lot of sexual energy is held. This is also where a lot of blockages from this life and past lives gets put in our Sacral Chakra. So it can lead to us having troubles with intimacy. It can lead us having troubles creatively. And this is a time where you're going to be shattering that mold, because even while I was meditating on all of this before beginning the reading, you know, January, this full moon, is linked to the goddess Bridget. And the goddess Bridget is is a Celtic goddess, and she's a goddess of poetry, healing, and smith work. And here the poetry is just so important. It's any sort of creative endeavor. And so here you're going to find that you are really embracing this inspiration. You are really being pushed, and you might not be actually embracing it. It's embracing you. This way to move forward, this poetry of words, this poetry of life and of being. And it's just whatever creative avenue you walk down, whatever way you express your soul, it's going to need to come out. And you're going to feel it being rather cathartic. It can actually be astoundingly healing for you, Gemini, to release what has been building up inside of you for so long. And to be able to have this outlet, to be able to have this beautiful coming together, that's going to be, it's going to transcend you. It really is. And then we have here self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. This is learning what is right for you, not what's right for everybody else. It's how do I become in alignment and in agreement with my journey, my soul, myself, my power forward. And that's going to be something that's very, very powerful. A gut reaction. You're also going to have reactions to foods that aren't good for you or drinks that aren't good for you. And it's very much saying here, what is it that moves me forward in the most prosperous, bountiful way? You have gut reactions to people. Listen to them. All right. So the left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see. We have the magician, which absolutely fits. You have the devil, Capricorn energy, but also our addictions and also our disabilities, hurts, pains, disappointments coming in, trying to trip you up, Gemini. And then you have the Six of Swords and the Page of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You have the Ace of Pentacles coming through. You have the Guide, which is strong Taurus energy coming in here, especially if you're born on the cusp with Taurus. Then you have the Six of Pentacles. Also, if your moon is in Taurus, your rising, wherever Taurus appears in your chart, you're just going to be hit hard by it. Not as hard as by Capricorn, though if Capricorn does appear in your chart, it is going to be playing a more prominent role than it can usually play. But this is also very much saying here, there's a lot that you are overcoming during this time that you're looking at and you're saying, you're not defining me anymore, and also defying me anymore. The Four of Cups, a gift coming that you're not expecting. The Seven of Cups. The Four of Pentacles, you have the repeat of the number 4, and you have the repeat of the number 6. So 4 is taking care of your inner self and also your home and everything that makes you feel comfortable and secure. 6 is this healing, nurturing number. You have the 10 of Pentacles, wealth that lasts for generations, and you have the Sun. So there's prosperity and joy, but you do have vampiric energy here that's trying to drain you. And there's a sense of looking at your dreams. So there's something here where if you can kind of jump over that hurdle here, Gemini, if you can sit there and say, this is what I want from life, this is what I've been dreaming about, now it's time to go get it, you're going to be hit with all the reasons why you shouldn't. You're going to be held back, disappointed, angry, upset. But if you can release these leeches, this vampiric energy that's draining you, you can achieve prosperity that will last you for generations, that will move you forward in a way that's really quite exquisite. Yeah. All right. So let's look at this moon. This is a full moon in Leo, so this is an astoundingly intense moon. So it falls on the 28th of January, and it brings forward us surrendering to the divine, which is what the moon always calls us to do when it's a full moon, and also it brings us to embracing our power. The full moon in Leo says, don't let pride get in your way. This is going to be a time where you want to win. This is going to be a time where the drama can take over. So Leo is a fixed sign, so it's also astoundingly stubborn. I want things my way, and if it's not my way, then it's not okay. And the problem with this is that it's okay when one person wants things their way, but it's not okay when everybody wants things their way. And that's what this full moon in Leo brings. Everybody wants things exactly the way that they see it. Nobody's willing to compromise. Nobody wants to compromise, look at the bigger picture, see anything but their point of view. And so here with the full moon in Leo, you are looking at what you desire with this passion, with this ferocity, and it brings forward drama. But this moon is also the Rowan moon, and the Rowan moon, Rowan branch, the Rowan tree is a rather mystical tree if you look it up, and it brings forward protection and strength and success in new ventures. So even though you're going to want things your way and you're going to want to like be empowered exactly the way that you see it to be best for you, you're going to also find that you're rather protected, rather taken care of, that things start moving forward if you can step out of your ego and move to your heart, because Leo also rules the heart. And so if we can say, what does my heart want? What do I really desire? What do I love? What do I need? What's important to me? Then emotionally and spiritually, then that starts to set a new tone. And that starts to bring you forward in this greater sense of communication. Really seriously, Gemini, don't get pulled into the drama, because it can be very easy for you to talk to one person, communicate with them, get all their information and just connect. And then talk to another person, get all their information and connect. And then all of a sudden, it can be just too much. And then people will be sitting there and saying, oh my gosh, Gemini's two-faced, and you're not. You can see one person's point of view and you can see another person's point of view, but they've told you too much and now they feel vulnerable. So they're going to want to attack. And what this fixed sign does is that you don't want to move fast during this time. So if you have somebody looking and saying, oh my gosh, I told you too much, now I regret that, I'm going to attack, they're going to build it up and they're not going to forget. It's going to be a time, not when people say, oh, forgive and forget, it's all okay. It's going to be a time where you wronged me and I'm going to go after that. So stepping back and saying, what is it that I want for my heart, my soul? How do I connect with me? Is going to take the we out of it, because right now everybody wants what they want. And just sitting there and saying, how do I connect with what I need emotionally, spiritually, powerfully to move myself forward, is going to be when you're stepping out of the ego and you're stepping into, the pride of what you want for your life. And so it's not the pride of, well, I can get this, or I can have this, or I can spend this money on this and this person can't, that type of thing. It's going to be I am proud of myself and I am moving forward with my head held high and, a smile on my face. So that's going to be really, really, really important for you, Gemini, because the thing with Gemini is Gemini wants everybody to love them. That's just the thing. And that's why you're born under the Lover's card. I mean, that's your thing, to have everybody love you, everybody, understand and be compassionate and kind and beautiful. And when that love doesn't come, it can be astoundingly hurtful. So when you have people in their own camps, going after what they want, what they desire, and you can't please them, you can take it as you've done something wrong, or as, oh, they just don't like me. And it's just going to be a really intense time of people's egos coming forward. You have the full moon in Leo, you have Mercury retrograde on the 30th of January. It's a time where a lot of chaos is happening, a lot of miscommunication, and it hits you harder because you're ruled by Mercury. So Mercury retrogrades hit you harder, even though this is a calmer one in Aquarius. And it's also going to be a time where you start to see your power, your creative energy coming forward, but it can easily be leached away. And that's the one thing that if you take away one thing from this whole entire reading and nothing else, do not let others leech away your power and your success and make you doubt yourself, because it's too easy for you to doubt yourself. Then we move to the new moon in Aquarius. This brings forward new beginnings. A new start is coming. You can feel it in your bones. And this is telling you, bring love into the situation. Bring love, bring passion, bring creativity. That's what you need. And that's what you need to focus on. Like, how can I love this? How can I embrace this passion? How can I move myself forward towards this abundance? And then it brings you to the full moon in Virgo, which is on, now the new moon is on the 11th of February. The full moon in Virgo is on the 27th of February. And this says you are good enough. And when I first started using this deck, I always thought that was rather patronizing to say, oh, you're good enough. I always thought that was rather dismissive. But now I look at it, it's like, you're good enough. It's like, stop saying I will only be good if I'm perfect. I will only be good if I reach this arbitrary goal or this arbitrary goal. And I will only be good if I can go back in time and meet, the deadlines that I had made for myself instead of failing. What you're going to see here with the full moon in Virgo is that there comes an energy around you where it's like, but this is my truth. Like, this is who I am. And isn't that enough? And then it leads you to being protected by the spirit animals of January and the spirit animals of February. The spirit animals of January are the owl spirit and the bear spirit. The owl spirit says, you see clearly now. The bear spirit says, take time out. So with the owl spirit and you see clearly, you're no longer dealing in the lies and the deceptions of people. You're seeing beyond the facades. You're taking time to face the shadows, to look at the wisdom within silence, to sit there and say, this is my truth, and this is going to be my guiding light forward. And that's going to have you soar above others because you're interested in transforming, you're interested in performing is what Spirit is saying. You're interested in becoming the true and powerful you. You're interested in looking at what you love the most in this world and saying, this is my power forward. This is my purpose forward. And then the bear spirit says, take time out to look at the seeds that you're planting within your heart. We don't ever think of the seeds that we're planting within our hearts, and yours is crowned by it. This is the gift handed to you by divinity. And it's saying here, how do you move forward in this gift? How do you ground yourself? Where is your magic? What is it that is your truth? It doesn't have to be anybody else's truth. People may laugh at your truth. Your truth might be the tarot, and people might sit there and say, oh my gosh, I just don't approve. That's their truth. Let them walk their path. You walk yours. People can sit there and criticize, and people do, because they want to. They feel like it's their God-given right to, sit there and tell you everything you're doing wrong with your life and every way you should be moving forward in the way that they see as being proper. And here, it's like, is that taking root? Or are you saying, this is my life, this is my truth, this is how I see my world, this is what I'm planting over my heart, and this is how I'm moving forward? Because during this time, whether it be negative or whether it be positive, you are planting powerful seeds over your heart, over your soul, and over yourself. And you're going to need to be very mindful of whether these be seeds that lift you up or seeds that bring you down. Because you can easily feel overwhelmed, overburdened, as if you've stepped into just utter chaos and you don't know your way forward. So here, with these spirit animals protecting you, guiding you, and the bear spirit showing you that there's a grounding force in quiet, in silence, in solitude, in meditation. And you might be saying, oh my gosh, I'm so done with silence and meditation. I mean, look at the last year that we've had. And that's true. But this is that connection and that peace. This is looking at things. And instead of hearing in your mind a million different things that you want to be doing or that you should be doing, it's like, but this is me. And I'm going to focus on breathing in and breathing out and seeing what I can create. Because the outlet of creativity during this time will lead you to writing that book you want to write, or to creating that painting you want to create, or breaking that addiction that has held you back and robbed years. And you're going to see yourself moving forward in power. And the otter spirit says, you are never alone. Divinity walks with you. You have the two otters coming together to make this heart, to make joy and happiness and love and success and beauty and brilliance and peace. And that's what you're embracing. That's who you are. And you're never alone. You have your angels and your spirit guides guiding you forward. And during this time, you're going to have severe gut reactions to things. Also, your gut can be a little bit sensitive, so pay attention to it. Pay attention to the inspiration that brings forward new dawns and new days, but also the fears that have held you back romantically, creatively, spiritually, positively, powerfully. Things that make you think, oh my gosh, I don't want a relationship like my parents, or oh my gosh, I can't trust this person because I trusted this person when I was, when I was younger, or so long, or not even long ago, or I trusted this person so much that I have no trust left to give. Now it's time for the new day, the new dawn, the new power forward. And it's going to move you into magic. And this magic isn't the conjuring magic. This is the magic of the heart, the soul, the self. This is the magic of standing before the altar of your existence. And this is why the seeds that you plant are so important, because they're calling upon the creativity. You're standing before the altar of your existence and you're saying, this is me. This is what I want from life. I'm using all the elements that I was born with, the element of my speech, the element of my passion, the element of my prosperity, the element of my heart, of my soul, of grounding myself on this earth and saying, this is where I want to be. And so as you stand before the altar of your existence, as above, so below, as you think it, so it becomes. As you imagine, so it starts to create. As you embrace it, so you start to soar. And this leads you to looking at the devil in your life. This leads you to looking at the negativity, the chaos, the upset, the upheaval, the doubt, the fear, everything that has held you back. And it's like, no, the addictions that defined you for too long, okay? The sense of, oh no, it just runs in my family. I'm never going to get a good break. No, you're done with this. You are done with this. You are not your parents. You're not the people who raised you. You are not your ancestral line. You are you. And as much as you have that DNA coursing through your veins, you can be the one that changes the history of your whole entire line, of your whole entire life. Everything can start to shift because of you. And you're looking at this right here, which is what the world tells us we should be. You should live in the McMansion or the mansion. You should drive the really fancy cars. You should live, in these, prosperous areas. You should be exactly this. And what you're going to see here is that being you is not a bad thing. That sitting there and saying, I'm taking back the power. I'm not going to buy anything else that, is promising to make me feel happy and, make life better for me. It comes from within. And I know that sounds so aggravating, especially when life is so hard and things are so overwhelming. But if you sit there and you say, this is what I'm doing it for. This is my long-term goal. It's not going to happen. It might happen, actually, when you had planned it. But there's also a sense that it might not. And so if you look at it and say, I'm going to let divine timing take over. I'm going to let the universe say when this is coming into my life, when this power is guiding me forward. I'm going to let them guide me. I'm going to let my angels and my spirit guides guide me. And I'm going to open up the door. And that's going to call in profound and brilliant success. This is also, claiming your magic. Now, this can be from a Capricorn energy, or this could be because of a Capricorn energy. And I'm seeing this person as either a really positive person in your life, like just a person that you sit there and you're like, oh my gosh, they changed everything. Or you're seeing this person as a really negative person in your life where, oh my gosh, I have so many issues because of them. And you're going to find yourself now moving forward towards the place that you need to be, towards the place that your soul desires. And it's not about them anymore. It's about you, because that's part of this here, this vampiric energy. And it can also be from a Taurus energy here too, where it's like, no, I'm moving forward for me. And I'm releasing, it's almost you're releasing earthly expectations because you have the earth sign energy of Capricorn and Taurus. And you are going to sit there and say, but what do I want? What do I need? What is it that's going to define me? Because I'm not being defined by this anymore, by chaos and doubt and fear and what other people want me to make of myself. And so now you gathered up your ideas, you gathered up your passion, you gathered up your knowledge, and you are moving forward towards the place that you want to be, towards the place that you need to be, soul, mind, and spirit. Is it a bumpy road at times? Absolutely. Is it lonely? Yes. Can it be overwhelming and scary? Absolutely. Is it necessary? It absolutely is. And I've said absolutely way too many times in that sentence. But there's an absolution here. There is a way that you are moving forward, and it's like, I'm not looking back. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be hoodwinked by anybody. I'm not going to be denied by anybody. I am moving towards the place that I need to be. And if people don't understand that, I can't help them because I'm too busy moving forward. And I don't want you to understand. I want you to accept or not. So I know where I stand. And then it leads you to the Page of Cups. It leads you to this sense of being a student of your heart, of sitting there and saying, but what does my heart want? What does my soul want? What is it that I deeply desire? But that I'm too tired, I'm too overwhelmed, I'm too, just to go and embrace or to see or to let into my life. And you're going to see that it starts to change things. That as you become a student of your heart, your soul, your passion, your power, yourself, you become a student of where it is that you want to be, of what it is that you love, of letting that love come in. And it brings you to a place where divinity crowns you with prosperity, crowns you with the taking of this prosperity, most definitely in your inner self. But it also makes you doubt that you have done it. So this is going to be a time where a lot of the drama that you are going to be experiencing, Gemini, is within. A lot of the drama that Taurus is experiencing is external. It's like getting involved in everybody else's drama or getting pulled into it. For you, it's going to be internal. It's going to be the doubts, the fears, the being overwhelmed, the chaos, the questioning. And so here, when you're given a gift, you might actually sit there and say, I don't deserve this, and walk away from it. Don't do that. You're given a gift, and it could just be not what you're expecting because you're rooted in the fact that a gift is coming your way and you're going to be drinking deeply of it, but it's not what you expected. It's not what you had seen before or you had envisioned for yourself. It's opening up a door that divinity is saying, you need to walk this, and that you're saying, I can't possibly. And there's something here with success. There's something here with being afraid that it'll be taken away, being afraid that, if you open yourself up to prosperity and abundance, that, it just falls away anyway, or I lost it once before. What makes it even possible that it'll stay now? And what you're going to see here is that you're being given this gift of success, this gift of prosperity, to the essence of who you are. So this is time to start to create. This is time, it's around words, it's around connections, it's around ideas. So right here, you have the inner child, and you have the adult over it. And the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, that's the Pope, that's the King of Kings. The Pope could tell kings and queens and emperors what to do. So you have the guide here. You have that powerful, powerful, powerful force that lets you see your path forward, that lets you see your truth, that lets you look at who it is that you are and who it is that you want to be and say, now it's time to step with me. Now it's time to come forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated. Now it's time to look at your strengths. And instead of not seeing them as gifts, and instead of walking away and thinking, but I have to be like everybody else. So what if you're different? So what if you don't fit into the mold? Now it is time to say, this is me, and this is who I need to be. And that's what your heart is saying. If you follow your heart during this time, you will find that you move forward in a much better, much more prosperous way. But if you deny your heart, you deny a huge part of you. And then this time just becomes so much harder. So there's a balance here. There's a balance between what the world is asking you and what you are asking of you. There's a balance between what everybody is expecting of you and how everybody wants your time and how you want to spend your time. There's a little bit of escapism here too. If you find moments where you can just veg out and just disconnect, take them and just be a blob for a moment. Just say, I'm done. I don't want anybody calling my name, needing more from me. I need to be balanced within myself. So if that means, going into the restroom, kind of splashing some cold water on your face and breathing, do so. If that means, even if you're at work, walking to your car, or if you're, at home going for a walk and saying, I just need time. I just need time to breathe the fresh air. I just need time to sit with my thoughts for just a moment. Do so. Do so, because you're going to need to balance the scales. This is my minor arcana justice card. You're going to need to be discerning with how you are handling people, the energy that you're letting into your life, the way that you're letting other people influence you, okay? The fact that you're going to think, I can just give and give and give, right? There's enough. I can give. And you start off and it feels great, but you keep on doing it. And then all of a sudden, the scales aren't even. There isn't enough to give out anymore, but people are still demanding. And they don't want to give anything in return. This is very much going to be a time where people are going to easily tell you everything that's wrong with you, and yet look at themselves as if they are, sainted angels, just absolutely perfect, and couldn't impossibly imagine, anybody thinking differently. And you're going to have enough. And it moves you here to taking a gift that is unexpected, is out of left field. It doesn't really feel like a gift when you first get it. You're going to sit there and be like, well, what the heck is this? I didn't sign up for this. I didn't want this. It becomes a gift. It becomes a powerful symbol of you moving forward. It becomes a powerful place for you to move forward in your truth, in your passion, in what you desire. And so here, when divinity kind of hands you this curveball, or, kind of sends this curveball your way, take it. Take it, look at it, and say, there's true beauty here. I'm just not seeing it right now. Now, you might be saying, well, what if I get a curveball and it's not a divine gift, but it's, something that knocks me for a loop and I'm not expecting? You will see its purpose later on down the road. It might be 10 years down the road, which, yes, is aggravating, but it's also going to be powerful for you. It's going to be something where it kind of reshaped the way that you see things, the way that you see yourself, the power that you are calling forward within your life, and you are going to see yourself more inspired, but also more inspiring than you had been before. And it's going to be because you were pushed out of your comfort zone, because this gift did have you start to look at things differently, did have you start to, look at yourself differently, did have you, trust the way that you're moving forward. And it leads you here then to the poetry that is around you. It leads you here to the healing that is a part of you, for you to be able to embrace your inspiration, which just flew out. Like, this is the time with words, because you are so communicative and creative when it comes to words, Gemini. This is a time to start to create, to express your thoughts and your emotions, to gain that new dawn, that new day, because so much of you is held in your dreams. So much of you is kept sacred from the rest of the world, because, well, if the rest of the world doesn't see my dream, they can't muck it up, they can't mess all over it and tear it apart. It can still be my sacred, safe place. And here, what you are going to be looking at is that it's time to call forward that dream. It's time to embrace your inspiration. It's time to move towards a greater idea and a greater sense of self. It's time to, step out of that comfort zone and bring that dream forward. And as you do so, there's that vampiric energy that comes in. It's something or someone that has told you, and it's, for a lot of you, there's a war between a Capricorn and a Taurus. And it doesn't have to be a Capricorn and a Taurus. It can be this all-powerful energy of, healing, of the guide, of coming together. And the devil is saying, you can't do it. I like to see the devil more as chaos, but it's the sense of that chaos coming in and saying, what gives you the right to even dream? You've messed up too many times. It's been so long. You missed your opportunity. You're too old. You're too young. You're too inexperienced. You didn't walk down that path when you should have, and now you never get to. And that's going to be what kind of drains you of your dream, that sits there and sees you holding on to the meager prosperity that you have, instead of sitting there and saying, there's more prosperity to come. There are greater things around the horizon. I'm not stuck in this one path. There is more coming to me than I thought there could ever be. Doors are opening up. Ways are moving me forward. It's almost like, it's not like being caught in the undertow. It's like the wave. It's like when you're swimming out in the ocean, and not too far out, of course, and then a wave just comes and kind of plops you back on shore. That's what it's going to feel like. It's like, oh, I'm back where I need to be, because I need to go, and I need to create. I need to understand. I need to take these leeches off of me so that I can flow freely within myself, my ideas, my understanding. And it's going to be a sense of, you don't get to define me anymore. And this is going to be a very defiant act in and of your part. So that's why the drama is internal. But it's going to be a very freeing act, a very powerful act. And it's going to move you towards success. Now, this, again, doesn't mean the mansion or the cars or anything like that. It means success. It means that there is a place of security that you are stepping into. And as you embrace this, this is prosperity that lasts for generations. This is you breaking that generational curse. This is you breaking that, oh, we never get to move forward. My family just isn't lucky. We don't get this, to saying my family is blessed. I am moving forward in prosperity. Nothing and no one can hold me back. The 10 of Pentacles is abundance coming forward. It's wealth, or what you value as much as money. And it's walking through that door. It's embracing that greater understanding. It's new opportunities coming your way. It's wealth leading you forward. It's seeing things so differently, so openly, so honestly, so powerfully for yourself that it blows you away. And you're starting to sit there and say, why can't I? Now what's going to happen is as you break yourself free, there's going to be this anger that comes forward, because it's going to be like, how could I have been such a fool to have been held back for so long by others? That's part of life. Everybody in this world is held back because of others, one time or another in their life. How you break free, how you move forward in your passion, how you gain that desire to change your existence, that's you. That's you, and that shows the level of your strength, of your commitment to yourself, of your power forward. And so instead of walking away from the gift because it didn't come when we expected it, embrace it because it's coming now. Or you're building up to it. You can see things starting to fall into place. And it's like, oh, that's it, isn't it? And then it leads you to the sun. It leads you to prosperity and success and bounty and brilliance. And what's so cool is that the Leo is a fixed sun sign. It's represented by the sun in astrology. And so it is a fixed sign that blares the light of the sun to us with the full moon. And so here you're embracing that sun. You're embracing that passion. You're embracing that power. You're embracing that determination. And you're seeing it change the course of your life, change the course of yourself, move you forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated. And it's also going to bring with it a bit of jealousy. So do be mindful of people taking you by eyes, of saying, you don't get to have prosperity that lasts for generations. You get to stay held down. You get to keep your dreams buried away inside of you instead of living them. And so with the Four of Pentacles, you are going to find that there is so much that you are breaking free from. There is so much that then tries to pull you back as you start to embrace what's passionately, beautifully, and powerfully you. And there are going to be times where you're following your truth and you're like, this is me. And it might not be, doing as well as you were doing before, or it might be that, some people are making you question yourself, and you need to say to yourself, but this is me. If I change my truth, then it's not truth anymore. And so as you say that, and as you embrace that prosperity, as you walk through that archway, right? As you, find that beauty, that joy, that love, it brings just profound surprises. And it brings profound joy. So let's see what the moon has to say about this time. How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, goodness. How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the January 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So we have here release, realization and wisdom. That's so perfect. That's exactly what the cards were saying. Okay. Getting excited and ahead of myself. Then extremes. This is an extreme time. This is a time, Mercury retrograde, the full moon is extreme in and of itself. This is an extreme time for you, and you can kind of pendulum back and forth and back and forth. But kind of embrace the extremes, learn from the extremes. Don't let yourself be consumed by them. Then you have be bold. and make the first move. Emotions run high. So true. Prosperity lies ahead. Meditate and contemplate. Then you have you, the full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. And that's with the sun. So you have this release. It's almost like the darkness is coming out. It's like, instead of being in shadow, you know, when you're in a place that's too dark or a place that's too light, you can't see. So the extremes aren't good. And that's why the extremes come forward. And it says prosperity lies ahead, because you're going to pendulum. You're going to sit there and be like in complete darkness and then in complete light. And you need the middle. You need the middle ground. You need the shadows to give depth to things. You need the light to make things visible. But you need to release. You need to release everything that's held you back. And as you release what has blinded you, and you release what has smothered you. And you start to let yourself be. And if you could just visualize, like from where the throat chakra and the heart chakra kind of meet, just this radiating outward of release, the sense of a freeing of your voice and your heart, and just this like exhale, but with sound to it. And it can just be like that, or it can be a deeper sound, like whatever feels right. Even if you need to scream, and if you're embarrassed to scream, take a pillow, scream into the pillow as you release, because you're going to be releasing what has held you from claiming the God's head within, what has held you from seeing that the prosperity, the bounty, the beauty that you want is within you. And as you release that, you release the chaos that has been stealing your dreams for just too long. And that release becomes so powerful. And it leads you to the key. You're the key. You're walking through the keyhole. It's like you realize that you hold the answers. And that's as you move forward. That's as you see your wisdom, as you are a student of your heart, as you're sitting there and you're saying, emotionally, what do I want? What do I need? What am I passionate about? What is my heart desire from this? And it brings you to the extremes of the heart, to embrace these prosperities, to, be guided forward. And you are going to have to battle those emotions of, one day feeling as high, as wonderful as can be, and the next day feeling low and miserable and depressed and sad and overwhelmed. And so, or it could be 1 minute feeling really great and the other minute not feeling really great. And that's because you're kind of writing yourself. You're finding this beautiful balance, and it's going to lead you to be bold and make the first move to find that balance, to embrace your prosperity, to see who it is that you want to be instead of who it is that you are, while giving everything to everybody else. And it brings you then to knowing that, yes, the emotions are running high. And this gift is going to play off of those emotions running high. It's going to play off of you, sitting there and seeing things differently and looking at what you desire and where you need to be, and finding it's just like the most unexpected, powerful gifts coming your way. And at first you're going to think of them as like, oh my gosh, now I have to do this. But it's going to be such a powerful release, such a powerful coming together. Such a powerful gift is coming to you. And then prosperity lies ahead. It does. Like as you are embracing your dreams and as you are releasing this vampiric energy, prosperity lies ahead. Meditate and contemplate. Don't be afraid to connect with yourself, because that's going to be where the real prosperity lies. That's going to be where the real wealth comes in. It's not because you can do things like everybody else can. It's because you have this power, this brilliance, and this prosperity that is perfectly and beautifully you. And then it brings you to the answers you need are coming. It brings you to this shining light of success, and knowing that they are coming forward, knowing that they are opening up doors for you, knowing that these answers are coming in. It's like this knowing is coming forward, and you're seeing yourself more honestly than you saw yourself before. This leads you to your subconscious chakra message, which is forgiveness. Yeah, I was surprised to not see the forgiveness card here. And yeah, subconsciously, I am not surprised at all that forgiveness is at your heart, because you are releasing so much. And isn't that what Spirit had me say? And I always forget what Spirit has me say as I'm talking. It's just not something I remember. So here, didn't Spirit say that you're forgiving in a really powerful way? And it's not necessarily that you're forgiving somebody else. You're forgiving yourself. You're going to find that you're forgiving the power that that person had over you. You're forgiving the way they impacted your life. It doesn't mean that you want to go and, break bread with them. It means that they don't get to have that say anymore. And your heart is guiding you forward. Your heart is guiding you to your truth. And this is a time to release. I mean, it really is. To let yourself have that good cry. To let yourself just release all the pain and all the suffering you've been carrying. And it moves you to your subconscious moon message. Here, it's boundaries. It's like, these are the boundaries I need to set to have a healthy, prosperous life. This is what I need for me. And it brings you then to knowing that adjustments are required. Adjustments are required for you to step into your power, for you to have your bounty leading you forward. Adjustments are required. And so if you're sitting there and you're like, well, this doesn't fit anymore. Oh, I don't want to kind of give up on it. I don't want to quit or anything like that. And it's not like your job or anything. It could just be something that you're working on or you were thinking about. And adjustments are required. It's kind of like a recalibrating a machine. And now it's like setting a watch, or it's like the watch has kind of like skipped ahead a bit and you have to bring it back to the proper time. And that's going to be what you're doing now. It's like you're bringing yourself back to the proper time. And you're sitting there and saying, I'm not a mistake. I didn't do this wrong. This is who I am. And this is who I was always supposed to be. And it brings you to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is knowing when to pick your battles. And the Seven of Wands is moving forward in your truth. And that's going to be so important for you, Gemini. Know when to pick your battles. Because you can't fight everyone. You'll just drain yourself of all your energy. Know when to pick your battles. And walk forward in your truth and in your wisdom. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of your positive energy as you come to the realization that you are the key. And as you embrace the power and the beauty of the dreams that are held within. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini, and may you have a blessed moon.